everyone, and welcome to AskSpot Office Hours live help sessions. This is where you can ask quick questions regarding AskSpot and get live help. So, we also do live builds to show you how different AskSpot tools work in real use cases. So, we will be building one today, and I'm calling it AI Supplement Quiz. And the reason for this is that I was browsing through this online supplement store the other day, and I was browsing through their the different variations of supplements that they have on their store, but I wasn't sure what was really what I need. I mean, it would be nice if I have something or someone or maybe an AI to ask which supplement is perfect for me based on their e-commerce store or their online store. So what happened is that I ended up going to the mall instead to ask their salesperson what kind of supplements is best for this type of lifestyle, um for this type of what do you call this need for based on the lifestyle. So that's why we are building this today. It is perfect if you're an e-commerce store owner, maybe a marketer in the health and wellness space, or maybe an AI agency that's building stuff for supplement brands. So we're going to show you how to build an interactive quiz using Intelliforms, one of my favorite tools in AskSpot, that gives shoppers real-time personalized supplement recommendations. So doesn't just improve the customer experience, it also improves or it directly reduces cart abandonment. It can also increase trust, it can also drive conversions by guiding users to the right products based on their lifestyle goals. So let's dive in and build one live step by step. But before that, I just want to say good morning to those who've joined. I see we have Deb, we have Robin, Dawn, we have Paul. Good morning, guys. I hope everyone had a great weekend. And let me know, guys, if you have any questions at all. Okay, even if it's not related to what we're building today, just let me know. Okay, so let me just show you right here what we are trying to build. So it looks like this. This is what our end product will be after this live call. And this will be the end result of what we are trying to build. So we have this disclaimer right here that this is an AI, so they need to consult a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement regimen. So this is helpful to have, especially on AI tools that are within the health and wellness space. So always add a disclaimer on those. So yeah, basically this is what we are trying to achieve for this Intelliform. So I will show you the step by step on building this Intelliform right here. So let me get started. Let me just go here and go to my bot samples right there. So you can add this to any business that you may have. Okay, now create an Intelliform. AI supplement quiz. There you go. All right. Now let's open that up. So first thing that we will build is the welcome cover letter. So I like to build that first when it comes to creating these Intelliforms. So cover page first, and then the title is this: find the right supplement for your goals. Save changes. And let's see, 1 second. Let me just remove this from my view. Okay. The Zoom controls are blocking my view. Second. There we go. And then as for our next will be a subtitle, and it will be just a little description of what this Intelliform is. So not sure which supplements are right for you. This quick quiz will guide you to the best options based on your fitness goals, activity level, and dietary needs. So we are going to be asking 3 questions in order to match them with the right supplement from our e-commerce store or the online store. So it will be 3 different questions that we will ask. So I think let's also add an image right here and we upload that. There you go. And do a little cropping of the image. Okay, I think this is fine. And upload. All right, let's save changes. Okay, now let me just rename. Give 1 second, guys. Yeah, the Zoom tool keeps on blocking the view. Give me 1 second. There you go. Let me rename this to be welcome. The user will see this names below. So let's make sure to update that. And then this one will be supplement personalization. So question 1 and save changes. And then we will be using the input block for this, basically. One thing you can do is also collect the user email or their name first. If you want to build like a leads list of maybe a list of warm leads that already, chatted with AI to get matched with the relevant supplement for them. So you can also collect like contact leads list in this case. But for this one, I'll be just adding the questions itself. So our first question is the goal. So let's make sure to change our unique ID each time because we will use that to reference the AI later. What is your primary health goal? And then our placeholder will be, this helps us tailor recommendations for you. And then helper text will allow them with some options. So there you go. Let's make that a text area so that they have a wide space where they can enter their questions right here. So there you go. This is how it looks like. Next is, let's add another page for that. And then 1 second, let me just copy this. Supplement personalization and add it right here. And then this is question 2. There you go. Delete this. We don't really need that. Okay. And then use another input block for that. So this will be for the activity level. So we will be asking them for their activity level. There you go, right here. And a helper text that will help them select, are they very active, moderate, lightly active. Let me just change this to text area and make that a required field. And let's see, let's add another form right there. And as the very last question, I think this will be the dietary preference. We just delete that and add another input block. So this one will be the diet preference. With those of you who are joining us just coming in today, we are building what we call a supplement quiz in Intelliform. But if you have any questions at all regarding AskSpot, feel free to leave a chat so we can answer those live. And save changes. There you go. So let me just widen that space. So that will be a text area. And okay, I think that looks great. I forgot to rename it. So let's rename that to question 3. Save changes. There you go. Let's see right here. And this will be the AI response. So let's just add the disclaimer right there. That will be here. It will be the notification block. Click for properties, and then let's change this to warning type. So that will be the banner type of this. So this is the header and the description. And this is how it will looks like. Once you add that, let's just change this button right here. Try again. Try again. There you go. Make that full width and save. Then you can also add like a contact, like contact us here, or maybe a guide on how they can reach out if they need anything at all. And then let's rename this to the results page. There you go. I think that's good. See if there's anything else we're missing. I think we're good with that. Let's change this button to get your match now. Make that full width and save. There you go. Let's change the theme a little bit. Think. Okay, I think that's one good. That's one's okay. All right. Now let me go here to customization first. They want to show progress bar in the form. Yep, I want to show the progress bar in the form. They want to allow users to navigate between pages. Yep, that's right. And then let's change this a little bit to preparing. Oh, up that preparing your match, something like that. Show branding, yep, that's fine. Do you want to allow the user to chat with AI response? This is if you want to have, if you want the user to be able to ask the AI with any follow-up questions regarding the result that they got, you can enable this one for that. Okay, so now we will be adding our sources. So for our sources, I prepared this sample product list. So if you're working with an e-commerce store owner with this, you can ask them for a list of product name along with the goal of each product, activity level, dietary notes, and the product link. For these three details, you can have the AI, explain if this specific product right here belongs to this category or to this activity level or to this dietary note. So it's super easy to do that. I think Eric has a question. I want to ask about security, keeping everything private away from the AI platforms use. Also, what can I do to take a user back to the workflow? After having the assistant head off the chat to the AI. Oh, I think in that case, for the first question, is the data are you asking if the data is used to train the AI? Because if yes, and that means no, it's not being used to train. Your data is not being used to train the AI model. Although I think you will still have to check with your API providers policies regarding these data. Like if you're using OpenAI API key, you may want to check how they handle these data. But for AskSpot, no, we don't store this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I guess that's and this is not related to what you're doing. I put it in there for maybe later. So if you want to come back to it after doing this, that would be fine with me. But basically, I'm having a little bit of I'm having a dialogue with my corporate
Mhm.
customers. Something like, if we give you, this data, let's say sales data,
Right.
it leaves their domain. That's why they're using Copilot, for example, as opposed to, and Copilot is OpenAI, I get that. But Copilot,
Yeah.
Microsoft's version, guarantees governance, privacy, security, and all the related data
Mm.
policies that make sure that it doesn't get sucked up into the platform or AI and used for something else. For example, somebody asking about your sales data and then it finding
Mhm.
the sales data that belongs to that company, which has been done in the past.
Right. Right.
So when it comes to AskSpot, I guess my question is, and I don't know the answer. And I'm not sure that, and you alluded to what's probably the most important thing is the policy related to the technology providers
Yep.
that are taking this data in. But if I pay $20 a month for Chat GPT, I have a, a slight understanding, not 100% clear, that
Mm-hmm.
they will not take my data and use it inside the platform to train it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And and
Well,
and I don't know that that's a truth or not,
mhm.
but but I do know that I have to be honest with my customers and say, hey, I've got this tool and it's great. And I've built this assistant for you, but the data you've given me needs to be such that you don't care if the world sees it, because it'll be consumed potentially by, you know, the AI. So I don't know. It's just a broad question, and maybe you can answer it ongoing as time goes by in some other
Right.
session or what
Well,
have you.
sure.
But
Yeah, I think we can address that right now. I think with the 20, the $20 a month plan, ChatGPT, that's separate from OpenAI API keys, which is what we're using for AskSpot. So they may have different policies on how data is being processed for those that are utilizing OpenAI's API key versus their product, which is ChatGPT, because those are two separate products. The API key and the what they call it is ChatGPT. So yeah, you may want to check yeah on their website how they
see, I didn't
process
understand that. So Chat
API.
GPT and OpenAI are really two different things. Chat GPT is
API
the
key,
commercial version.
yeah, that's right. And the API
Okay.
key is mainly for developers and builders like you guys. I mean, you're building
Okay.
stuff in Spot using
So
that.
so far with the tool AskSpot, I've been using Claude. So
Mm-hmm.
Claude is a commercial version as well. So you're saying you need to check the end user license agreement with that to make
That's right.
sure there's an understanding of how the data is being used. Okay.
That's
Okay.
right. Exactly.
And then my second question was is I'm handing off. I've got workflows put together, but then at some point I say, I hand it off to AI, and it's still working off the source that I've provided it, but I can't get it to go back into the workflow after I've handed it off to AI. In other words, let's say, for example, I had a menu in the workflow that took me to certain aspects of, like in this case, it's an HR manual. But if so, I have these menu items related to HR. But then if I say I want to ask my own question and it goes into AI and I say, uh, tell me about the dating policy, which is not in my AR manual, it comes back and
Mm-hmm.
says, well, we don't have anything on AI. I mean, on the dating policy, it's best to check in with HR. Well, at that point, I have no way of getting back to the menu, the
Is this
workflow.
a free flow AI, or are you using like the flow builder to do that?
Yeah. Yeah. So
The
I
flow
handed
builder.
off at AI at the end of one of these flows.
I think in that case, I think you have the loop button right here that you can use so that it will loop back to a specific part in the flow. So if you want them to be looped back to the main menu, and then they can reselect like a few of the menu options that you have, you can also use that. Let me use this one actually. So you can use the loop button right here. So select a block to loop. I can have it loop back to the very first part of the flow. So you have an option which part you want it to loop back to. So if you have multiple flows, you can add the loop at the end of each and every one of them if you want. So that it will like loop back to that part of the conversation. I think that should help with your use case.
Okay. Okay. I'll take a look at that. And
Try
I
that.
also experienced that. I also experienced that with the calendar. So I'd send them to Calendarly for like an HR appointment.
Mhm.
And if the user says, "Hey, I really don't want to make an appointment," I wanted them to then go back into the menu.
Mm.
Um, is there a way for that to happen?
Yeah, after the calendar block, I'm sorry. After the event scheduler block, I think you can do that. One second. Let me try that real quick.
Okay.
Let's see if we're allowed to add a loop. So okay, so after they selected or not selected, they will be presented with this option. So it
Okay.
will be looped back into the main menu if you have that.
That may be your answer to several things. Okay, cool. All
Yeah. Mhm.
right. Thank you.
Right.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no worries at all. Let me know, guys. Anyone, if anyone else have any question, let me know. Okay, it's completely fine. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, with what we're building right now, I already have this source document, that I'm using in order to train the AI. Make it smarter, and have a list of options that it can present to the user based on the answers that they give on the goal, activity level, and dietary notes. So basically, it's going to match the product and the product link based on the user input. So let me add that real quick. Oh, sorry. Make sure that you are on viewer mode when you're sharing links to AskSpot. So that will be here on integrations. So let me just add that here on Google Sheet. There you go. And save sources. So that's been processed. One thing you can do, I always recommend this. You can also add the auto sync on if you want. Every week is fine. All right. Next, most important thing is the prompt builder. So this is what will help us generate the AI result for the user. So let me go here. This is the box where we add our prompt. So I already have a prompt readily available here. First part of the prompt is the disclaimer. And then we are describing its goals and how it's going to utilize the user's responses. So we will be using those user input to search the supplement list that I showed you earlier, or the product list that I showed you earlier. And then we just give it instructions on how to match the supplements and what to return. So when it comes to creating prompts, it's super important to do a test of each prompts, and then just refine the prompt as you go along, to make sure that you get what you want the AI to present, or what you want to achieve on this Intelliform. So it can happen that on your first prompt, it doesn't return the exact match that you want. I mean, that's fine. I mean, with AI, you have to constantly make sure that you have the correct prompt, since this is kind of like the what they call this the main ingredient when it comes to creating AI tools. That will be the system prompt. So right there, here's the return. We're asking for top two matching supplements, and if no perfect match exists, return the best available partial matches and explain why. Okay. So right here, if you have added data sources, you need to select the data source that's relevant to this prompt, so that it will use this context right here to formulate a response, or to get its knowledge from. So let's make sure that's selected, save changes, and just make sure that's saved. Okay, now let's set that to active. All right, now let's do a preview. Okay, so there you go. Get your match now. Continue. Think it will allow us. Okay, there you go. So it's a required field. So let's check which one right here. Let's test the AI if it will be able to return the exact match for us. Activity level, lightly active. There you go. Vegan. Next. Okay, so it's preparing our match. Okay. Let's just wait for it a little bit. Okay, there you go. So based on the user's goal, activity level, and dietary preference, let's see, anti-stress, adaptogen, that's good. Calm, magnesium blend. Let's take a look here. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. That's fine too. So it was able to return the top two matching supplement for us. So I think we were able to get the goal for this AI. So basically that's how you build, that's how you turn a simple quiz into a powerful conversion tool. And like I said earlier, you can add more to this. You can collect the lead's name, the lead's email, so that you can, set up maybe webhook flow where you can or you can follow up with them, ask them to, check out that supplement, or add that supplement to their cart and check it out. So that's it. That's how you can build this AI supplement, AI quiz supplement. So if you have any questions, feel free to unmute your mic. I mean, any questions at all regarding what we built today, or maybe any other questions that you may have while using AskSpot, just let me know. That's why we're here for.
How do you, what's the best way to put in kind of feature or functionality requests or, reviews? What's the best way to do that
With
when it
the
comes to
Intel
AskSpot?
with the Intelliform, it's a little different to add
No,
those.
I'm actually saying, like, for example, I noticed that when I give a preview link to a customer through Teams,
Mhm.
the actual branding is the branding that's a part of the the main URL, and this may be something that just can't be changed, but what I'd rather have is the branding that's a part of the assistant. So, for example, I have my custom domain, Epic Online, and I have a avatar that's there. And when I paste that preview link into Teams to pass it on to somebody, Epic Online's uh, branding goes with it, as opposed to the branding that I placed with the assistant um,
Mhm.
for the
Mhm.
potential user. I was wondering if actually if you did that, if the assistant preview uh, branding would be there
It will.
instead. And so how would I like make that known and ask it to be considered for a change when it comes to
Right.
AskSpot, in the future?
Yeah, I think you're referring to the preview link right here at the top, right?
Yeah, I get it from the yeah. It comes with the when you're inside the assistant itself,
Yeah.
and you
Uh-huh.
get the link to share. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, there are many ways to do that in Asphalt, Eric. So first that I recommend is to change your custom domain. The link right here that you're seeing, or the share links that you're sharing with your client. So if you're sharing the embed code, you have your Asphalt link right here. If you're sharing the full screen embed code, you have the full screen right there. If you're sharing it online, with the landing page of the tool, you can change this by adding a custom domain. And another one is you can also change the open graph settings in here, so that each time you share it, this is what will pop up. So you can change the title and the description along with the SEO settings. So I also,
So
you see
so
Robin
that's at
Hood
a
settings. Mhm. Often grab.
so that's at an assistant level. That's the bot level,
That's
not
the
the
bot.
so if I changed it here under the graph, then what they would see if I did a share link would be the branding that's here,
Right.
as opposed to my URL. So I'm changing my askspot.ai URL to epiconline.com. But I don't want it when I do it Teams. I don't want it to see epiconline.com's brand. I want it to see what's in the actual bot.
Oh,
And
in
so by
that case,
changing this, yeah,
yeah, you can change
okay,
it here.
I see. Okay,
Each bot has, all tools in AskSpot will have this SEO and Open Graph option in that case.
okay. And then
Mhm.
back to, I guess, the other part of the question. If I had a request like that, how do I is there a roadmap or something where you submit
You can
future?
actually, you can submit yours right here on feature ideas. So let me copy the link for that. Feature ideas. This being viewed by David. So there you go.
I see. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Mhm. Right.
Awesome.
See. Anyone else maybe have any questions, guys? Okay, I think that's it for our Tuesday live help call. And I really, really appreciate y'all for joining. But you have any help that you need at all, let me know. I'd be happy to. You can reach out to support at AskSpot.ai. Thank you so much all for joining and have a great day. Bye-bye.